Oh, no, we're looking at them again. Okay, cool. Oh, this one now. Okay, we're done. Oh, no, no, now this one. Oh, over here now. All right. I am here with what I think is one of the easiest strategies to play in the Pauper event. There's about like 1 day left of it. I know I'm super disappointed, but I have to say this. I really wish this format was around forever. It's very disappointing that it's not. It's kind of late. Actually, it's like really late, so I might be a little bit more quiet than usual. But I really want to play more of this format. I just want to play more of it, right? I would play this with my friends list, right? Just like, oh, hey, someone's new to Magic, let's just play some Pauper. This is just an excellent format for people to get into the game, all that jazz. But anyways, I'm going to be playing this. This is just Bant Hexproof. I don't think I've ever seen Bant Hexproof. I've seen green-white Hexproof all day. I've seen blue-white because of this card, but I've never seen all three colors at the same time. This is the most straightforward way of playing it, in my opinion. I don't know if it's the best way. It probably isn't, but it's so straightforward. You can't possibly. The only thing this deck messes up is like your mulligan. You know, like if you like your hand, you're probably good. The deck kind of plays itself. If your opponent has an answer to your creature, then the game might end. But if it's got hexproof, they probably cannot answer it. There are Healer's Hawks in here. You can run protection spells that do essentially the same thing as hexproof. It's just it only happens once. You know, sometimes they don't work forever. Sometimes it's fine to have your first creature die and your second one gets you there, right? So not everyone has the answers, and even if they do, sometimes they don't have enough answers. I'm really liking these I don't know what they're called, landscape lands. I don't know if one of the two words in this is on all 10 of them, but I like these a lot. I'm coming around to them quite a bit. I don't know if they're any good in like normal Pauper, but here they're like just really fun to play with, so you know. And then we have Broker's Hideout. We're really just never going to get mana screwed. We have one blue card and some green cards, but these cost 3 mana, right? One of our 3 lands has to be green, and that's quite likely, right? That's incredibly likely. Maybe too likely. I might even take out a forest. Actually, yeah, I think I might even take out a forest here. But that's it. We just play a creature, hope our opponent has absolutely no answer to it, and then make it really big pretty fast. And it doesn't even have to be that big because this is Pauper. It's not like a lot of creatures can contest a 4/4 vigilance, right? So it doesn't take that much to be very scary. So let's send it. Okay. Good hand, I think. Who knows? I don't have to lead with this, but I probably should. I am, like, you know, this kind of deck, so. Alright. There's a good chance we win in the air. Let's see here. Always want a green. Yeah, we're going like this. Always getting that green. So if it's blue-white, I'm pretty safe. If it's mono-blue, I'm probably even safer. There are unsummons and stuff. I guess all preceding auras are just going to go on the hexproof card, but that was going to happen anyways. Maybe I didn't have to swing. I mean, it's a 2/2 lifelink. Why would I not swing, right? Okay, there's basically nothing my opponent can do about this 1/1. If they're mono blue, there's literally nothing they can do. Now that I have this, I don't think I'm gonna swing anymore, so they can't ninjutsu. Although, again, I really don't think ninjutsuing is doing anything. Like, I don't know where this is getting my opponent. They're just drawing cards, but none of those cards, like, work here. However, if I don't swing with this and they bounce it, I'm gonna feel kind of sad. Alright, I have literally no respect for any card in the game. Excuse me, in the game. I'm just gonna send it. Voice already cracking, look at that. Less than 5 minutes. Losing my voice. Nope, it's got a hexproof. Okay, that's what I was anticipating. Kind of figured that was going to happen eventually. But again, in a damage race, my opponent's just not really going to keep up. If they unsummon my Pioneer, I get another 1/1 that has hexproof, so by all means. Okay. My opponent's just drawn 2 cards a turn, basically, since the start of the game. Again, doesn't really matter. Does this give Vigilance? It does, okay. There could be another unsummon for the Healer's Hawk, but doesn't really matter. Oh, they didn't tap my Ancestral Mask. They could have tapped my Aura. Really shown me. Taught me a lesson there. So, Healer's Hawk or Ancestral Mask? This doesn't have lifelink, so there's not a large incentive to make it bigger. But this is super mana efficient, so... I would love to see this. Yeah, this... I don't even know if Mono Blue can beat this. I don't know what it does. I have no idea. It's got hexproof. You can't... You're like, what are you gonna... I don't know what my opponent can do. Like, the game's over. It does have flash. I don't know if that matters. Hopefully being on the... No, we're just gonna cast it now, so I don't run into counter spells and lose a game. Was this Stifle? What is this? What you got going on over there? Yeah, we're just gonna send it. There's just nothing my opponent can do, right? Alright, so blue-red, maybe straight energy Tolarian Terror. That is probably extremely favorable. That is... Alright, it is blue-red energy, it's just not the kind of energy I was anticipating. Second white source was actually really, really good there. It's so easy for this to just to be completely degenerate. It's so easy. It's comically easy to be such a powerhouse in like 2 seconds. Oh, I feel like I'm playing a legacy deck. This has first strike. Wait. Alright, you've convinced me. You got me. Send it. Okay, does that give first strike? It does not give first strike. I actually could have blocked here. I don't know if my opponent realized my card had first strike. Though they could be running the Rapier, which does give first strike, and that could be a concern. Okay, it's gonna make me wish I blocked. I would be kind of, in a way, a little bit happy if my opponent won this. I just don't think they're going to win this. I will now probably just block with the first striker. They could fling it, but that's still not enough. It is a lot of energy. I'll probably put the counter on itself. Yeah, why not? I don't think I need more counters on my other one. Let's just do that. Okay, yep. Oh, I like this hand, but I don't really have a good creature. So I get rid of a gift, I think? Yep. Alright, this is fine. So, forest. Could have played maybe the plains. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, mono red can be annoying. Sort of. I don't know, is it? I actually don't have a lot of pressure this game. I don't have a ton of pressure. There's Festivities, which deals 1 to all creatures. That does not untap itself. Oh, they had it. They actually had it. That's funny. Fortunately, I don't think it matters. Because not only do I have a second one... So what am I doing this turn? I think because I'm not applying an insane amount of pressure, like out of nowhere, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, so we can die. We can certainly die here. They just go crazy or something. Okay, looks like they don't have anything. So we cast this. We get this, but we don't cast it. We just play that. I don't really know why they did not block. I feel like they really should have blocked there. I could just be dead. I don't know. Although, not very likely. Not very likely. Okay, that has to attack. Let's play this, so it's a 2-turn clock. Alright, they have 1 turn to kill me. They have 1 turn to kill them. I gotta do it right now. And there's no single card that does it, so that's the game. The best you can do is Lightning Strike. Alright, this game. I don't even have to block those. Okay. There was a spot there. I mean, if they drew 6 lands, they saw 11 cards, so 6 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I added a Squire's Devotion just to give myself access to lifelink, and I can find it with Heliod's Pilgrims, and I think that's probably worth it just to really crack those pesky red matchups. This isn't super crucial, but Healer's Hawk doesn't reliably stay alive for me to actually give it, like, you know, big enough so then the red deck cannot kill it before I would make it big enough. So that's what I'm saying. I took out an Ancestral Mass because I don't think the 4th Ancestral Mass... I mean, there's a lot of games. This is not necessary at all. There's an argument to maybe I don't even need it in any way, but... it's still just, if you play a single one, you're out of the range of everything, but I don't know. Honestly, I might even go down a second one of these and up another Squire's Devotion, because lifelink can be more crucial than making my, like, 8-8 a 10-10, or my 8-8 a 16-16. My opponent might just block it regardless, and I wish I had gained life. Yeah, I'm gonna go 2 and 2. I'm gonna go 2 and 2. Okay, yeah. Alright, so probably mono white and not like Mardu artifact nonsense. I'm never really interested in playing this at instant speed. It really doesn't matter. But if my opponent went blue source, I'm going to be like, oh, well, shoot. There's just no reason not to play it at sorcery speed. You go for it. Alright, so it is mono white 1-drops. Seen this like 50 times. Not sure what the good game is for. Maybe they think there's no hope. I don't blame them. I will play this, assuming my opponent has no way to kill my creatures. And it could be valuable. Although that's probably not true, because I do have this. Oh, okay, never mind. It's a good thing they did that when they did. They should have not done that there. They should have waited. Definitely should have waited. Pick this up. Yep. Okay, that was what I needed. I think someone's upset. Their mono white weenie deck isn't winning. Okay, so my opponent held priority deliberately on my upkeep. On their upkeep, they roped out in combat. They roped out on end steps. Instead of conceding or letting me hit them, they just like deliberately roped out as long as possible and emote spammed me. So I ended up reporting them. I don't know if anything's going to come of it, but I did take the time to go report them. I had the time because they were sitting here roping me out for 20 minutes. So I don't know what that's about, but it's not a good idea to act like a child. Just concede, because the only person suffering in a loss is you, right? Just move on with your life. It's a card game. It's not even ranked. I don't understand, but it's also kind of strange that the person who like threw a baby fit was playing an established like net deck. It wasn't like something they just randomly made. It's just like mono white beat down. In fact, they didn't even play a unique card. It's all like to say. So I don't even know, like, if they were a type of person to play at a high rank, do you throw a baby fit because you played a matchup you can't win? And if that's the case, why don't you just play the deck I'm playing? I don't understand. But yeah, I ended up reporting them. I don't know if anything's going to come of it, but Mitshot is I guess a child. Cool. Can't really fault him. I mean, if Mitshot's 12 years old, then it's all good, right? I don't really expect it. It's a 12-year-old, right? It's fine. I just figured I'd put my 2 cents in when someone acts like a child. But it's a lot of roping. It's very inconvenient. I mean, I could have conceded. But that does. I don't want to reward bad behavior, right? You don't want to reward bad behavior. I don't have green, which would be really nice, but you know what? Let's actually keep a hand that doesn't just like. Let's keep something like this. Let's just try. There's a lot of green sources, right? We have 8, 9, 10. It's either 10 or 11. I'm going to cycle this. Okay. I don't know if I should just stop playing Magic, or should I cast this? I don't know. I don't know what to do here. It depends what my opponent actually is. I don't even know yet. Okay. I'm interested in playing like this then. What does this do? I didn't even read it. Oh! It's a naturalize! It's a naturalize! No way! No way! Wait, no, opponent, what are you doing? Just, you gotta hit me first. There you go, now you can do the thing. Okay, found the green source. I don't know if I want to cast this now. But the creature I make is on the ground, and the ground is sitting here being ugly, so I don't actually know. I will go to combat first. I'm probably not casting this. Probably just not going to cast it, so... Like, it's keeping me stable. It's keeping me stable. I couldn't have kept a more risky hand, too, right? Like, if my opponent's going to win, my hand probably has to look like this. Okay, alright, I like it. Let's go to combat first, at least cash in the 2 life before my opponent makes a move on that Nettle Guard, which they're not doing. Don't think this is a favorable race for them. It's kind of funny, this 3-mana 1/1 Hexproof That's really what it is. It comes with a 2/2 that can actually block. Like, I can use this in combat. It does. It is a card that exists. I'm just obviously going to do this here. So this forces the issue. Because if they don't sack it, then it dies, and they don't have it. If there's a mass combat trick, the Healer's Hawk is not in said combat. If you combat trick this 2/2, I feel like I win. It did technically replace itself. It took my opponent an insane amount of time to do that. I don't know why. Maybe they were figuring out what was the worst card in their hand to discard, but I mean, this is my situation. So I will put the 1/1 counter on my thing here. I could put it here, but then it only has hexproof for a single turn. Backup gives all abilities, so this will gain hexproof and stuff. I think it'll actually gain flash too. Not that it matters, but I think it actually does. But I don't think giving the Healer's Hawk hexproof does anything. They're full of combat tricks. It doesn't make sense to me to try to make a weird move here. We also have a fish, if anyone was curious. My opponent gifted me a fish. They gave me a fish. Which I don't think they didn't have to gift anything. They literally did not have to gift anything. That was just a mistake. My opponent literally did not need to give me the fish. Don't think it matters, but they did not have to do that. Yeah. There's no combination of cards that would kill me from my life total, so I'm not going to even try to, like, chump block anything. It doesn't matter. That's probably the most damage my opponent's ever done in a single turn with this deck, right? Like, three untouched creatures and giving them all a lot of stuff. It's probably the best, most damage they've ever done in one swing, but yeah, I mean, we don't have to do anything because, well, now we have lifelink, but, and this is a good example of me not needing Ancestral Mask. I don't have a 7/7 in play because I don't have Ancestral Mask, but I don't need it. I don't need it. Like, this literally is good enough just swinging with a 3/3 lifelink. Lightning Helixing your opponent in the face every turn in Pauper is very good, so. No white mana again. There's only 2 forests in the deck. There's only 2 forests in the deck. What is this? What is this? Okay. Every land is white in my deck. Every other land in my deck is white, unless I top deck the island, then I'll uninstall the game. Alright. I'm probably going to get the blue source. Because I have absolute faith in my deck to provide me the white source. Though this is kind of sketchy, relying on a ground-based thing when you got that hanging out. Not sure what's going on here. Okay, well, there it is. So, this into flash this. I'm going to go a little bit without casting anything. This is an instance where flash matters. I'd rather not show them this, and I want to see more before I decide where I... Okay. I think I've got all I need to know. I think I'm going all in on the Healer's Hawk. I think. Could be wrong. But this doesn't fly, and my opponent has it totally covered, so... I might actually just play the Healer's Hawk. What do I do now? I actually don't know what to do. That's unusual. Something's telling me I'm overthinking this. I'm under the impression I'm overthinking this. Let's just make this a 2-power first striker, so they don't have an ideal attack unless there's a combat trick. Double forest. This is the second time it's happened to me. I don't believe I can go... I probably can go down to 1 forest and play a dual land, like a white-green, white-blue, something like that. Honestly, if this was a blue-green land, then the fetch land could have got a plains, so maybe the second green source could just be a blue-green land. My opponent is tapped out, and they can't swing with this. Or, wait. I mean, cast this. They just plotted it. Alright, so, yep. I don't think my opponent knows it has first strike. This is the second opponent that has done that. There's a second opponent that did not know this had first strike. And my opponent displayed nothing that time. It was just free to swing. So this just gains 3 life and doesn't do anything else. Cool. Ooh, I played this in the Outlaws of Thunder Junction draft. I like this card. I like it a lot, actually. Alright, so the ground is covered, and so is kind of the sky. Can I make this big enough where I don't care about anything? I can, but I can't do it right now. This is the uppest of hill battles for my opponent, but they do have a lot of blockers. And this doesn't fly yet. Nope, can't do that. It's got hexproof. Looks like some kind of ram through or something. You might as well send it. Might as well put it here, right? Oh, what is this? Mill 3, land, treasure. Okay, what did my opponent mill? Random stuff. Combat tricks, good to know about. Good to know about. But they didn't swing last turn. I don't imagine anything this time. Oh, they do. Okay. They probably do. They probably do. This has vigilance. I'm not really going to get hit like that again. Famous last words. Probably a good idea. Well, how big is this? I don't have to do math. Magic Arena does it for you. I don't think I have to enchant this again. I really don't think I have to enchant it again. 9. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I don't swing. Maybe I don't swing here. If they have a combat trick, and it is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Nope, there's no series of combat tricks that is a problem here. Because this has first strike, it can pick off something before they go to normal combat. So there's nothing that can happen here. Oh, wait a minute. This untaps. Oh, if they untap their, okay, if they untap the plant spider, I was actually in dire straits. Okay, alright. Fair enough. Ooh, boy. Dodged a bullet, I think. Dodged it. I dodged a bullet I probably didn't have to dodge. It's probably a better way to circumvent that. I came to that conclusion too late. I was going down a logic path that did not include untapping the 6/5. Eee. Spicy. No, still got a hexproof opponent. Still got a hexproof. Oh look, it's literal fight effect I was talking about. Who would have guessed? Okay. Here. I might actually put both here. 13, so... Okay, I don't have to put both. I do not have to put both. If they give the ankle biter indestructible somehow, I am kind of screwed. But the way they're playing, it doesn't look like they have it. I don't even know if there is a green indestructible at common. It might only be white. Lorne's Escape. But I don't need to put more enchantments on this. Gotta be careful. This has trample, so they swing with both. I gotta make sure I at least block this one. If I intend on blocking both. Which I do. Wait. When did they play these? I don't remember getting hit twice. I don't remember that. Because they can give this trample from hand, it's probably right to block here. And... is it, though? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then we can, just do this. I don't think I have to block with Healer's Hawk, although it probably is free to block with Healer's Hawk. I don't know what could happen. It's probably free to just block with the Healer's Hawk. But now it's alive, I guess I can enchant it. It's kind of nuts how much information you gain when people, like, just don't pass fast enough. Like, it's so obvious. My opponent has an instant that costs 1, 2, or 3. Probably 1 or 2. Like, people really gotta work on making it less obvious. I don't think the card matters, right? It doesn't matter, but like I know my opponent has some kind of instant, even if it's a cycle land. Although if it was, I think they would have cycled it at some point already. Yeah, interesting. So the green typhoid rats and no indestructible, but yeah, if they had a second high stride in that 6/5 untapped, I don't know if that was enough actually, given the size at the time of this to kill it with all of that, but that may have been a concern I didn't have to put myself in to, right? I could have maybe just not attacked. Look at the board state. Look at my opponent's life total. I don't need to hit my opponent to win the game. They're going to scoot once it looks like this, right? Once you're in the abyss range and every creature you play is dying, it doesn't really matter. And me not swinging isn't super crucial unless it's lethal, which requires like 2 attacks. I don't know. It does have vigilance, and I could be overthinking it, but those are the kinds of things that make you lose. So, worth thinking about. Alright. Simple keep here. Sorcery speed red spell. Don't know what it is. Okay, it's just this deck again. We've been here 60 times. Nice, nice. Yep. Don't want my opponent thinking they can block or anything. Let's not be ridiculous here. My opponent can do a lot of damage, and we don't have our gain life card. So, it's certainly possible. Okay. Gonna need a little bit more damage than that per turn. Okay, well, now their window of winning has probably completely slammed shut in their face, because I drew the green source. I drew one of the 2 cards in my deck that let me cast it immediately, too. It's only 2 untapped green sources. Now they're just dead in 2 turns, instead of 3. I don't think my opponent could kill me in 2 turns, though. They might be able to kill me in 3? Maybe, but definitely not 2. Certainly not 1. Certainly not 1. And they only have 1 turn, so... Alright. Nice damage. Love to see it. Okay, I played for quite a while, obviously not every game's going to be on YouTube, but the only games I lost were the games where I made a terrible mulligan decision. I think I was talking about that in the intro. And the mirror. I lost the mirror. I lost it, I think 2 out of 3 times I lost the mirror. And they, like, opponents will have a more streamlined mana base and probably not running the blue card, so it's a lot easier to just have the 1 drop every game, and or the 2 fly. There's that enchantment discounting creature people love. I have no respect for it, but the one that makes enchantments cost less at 2 mana. I don't really like it, but fine. But that's the more streamlined version, which is green and white, and it runs Snakeskin Veil, and it always has Snakeskin Veil. That list kind of beats me up pretty bad because it just runs away with it faster, slightly, and I'm not trying to kill my opponent's creatures, right? And if you're completely ignoring your opponent's creatures, they get to play the stronger creatures that don't have hexproof, like a random 1/1 flyer, like I do. And there's just can come right in and then just start swinging much faster, so that matchup is pretty bad, but honestly, saying the mirror is a bad matchup doesn't... Like, if your worst matchup is the mirror, you're just in an amazing spot, right? You're just in an amazing spot. The Mardu artifact deck I was playing before this, I think, is more... well, it's way more interesting to me to play than this, but I would say this is probably the best deck in the format as it stands. It probably is the best. I'm sitting here, like, staring at it in silence. But I think this is the best thing you could do. Not this exact shell. Probably drop the blue. I just wanted to play it. But yeah, this has just got to be the best thing you can do. The worst matchup is the mirror. So if you just want to win, I'd just suggest this. This is better than the mono red deck. It's better than the mono white beatdown deck. It's definitely better than any control deck I've seen. But if the control decks are coming really prepared with edicts, then I suppose then there's something there. But most of them probably aren't. However, the collect evidence 6 card, like, there's reasonable way of doing it. I obviously didn't play one of them this time, but if I was going to, and I expect to play, like, if I was approaching this midweek Pauper event with, like, super serious competitive opponents 24/7, I would probably always respect this deck. I think this is the thing you have to come ready for, and everything else, there doesn't seem to be another seriously scary established thing except, like, maybe just the generic red deck wins that exist in all formats. Or maybe mono white weenie beatdown, but that one's a little too slow for my liking, and every time I play against it, it kind of just loses, unless I'm playing, like, serious jank that can't, like, stop all the crazy stuff they're doing. With, like, one mana 1/1 and then 2 1/1s and then 3 1/1s, and they just turn them sideways. That can just be an issue for really any deck if it just fumbles for a slight bit. But for the most part, if you're established, it's not, I wouldn't say the upper echelon like this deck is. This deck is, biggest weakness is the mulligan and the mirror, and that's about it. That really is. And if you wanted to really play this, I probably would just forego the blue thing and just run Snakeskin Veil and Lauren's Escape, the 1-mana protection spells in green and white, and just play random creatures like the flyer everyone's playing. I think the list you see everywhere is probably the best it's going to get until someone else comes and does something about it. But it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter what the creature is. It really doesn't. If you don't care about the Hexproof clause, you can just run whatever you want, as long as it costs like 1 or 2, and maybe has flying, so you don't have to worry about that. But even if you don't have flying, it's not really a big deal. I felt like Angelic Gift was my worst enchantment. I didn't even really care if I didn't have flying. The game takes a bit longer, right? But if it's a red deck, all I need is this, and then they can't win anyways. And if it's another deck and they somehow fly over me and I lost, well, I think I'm going to lose that game anyways. So I don't even know if I like Angelic Gift. It might be a better 1-mana aura. There's an aura because we're blue that makes your creature unblockable, or like it connives or something. You could run that, but then you're getting a little too blue for my comfort for the lands, so we might have to change that, but you get the idea. There's like probably a wiggle room of like 70 to 80 cards that are reasonable within the Bant Hexproof shell to run and have a 90% win rate. This is just one of them, so let me know what you thought about this list. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.